What is up, guys? Marcus here.
I finally returned. It's me, Thomas.
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about spring lures.
Let's get into it. Alright guys, me and Marcus are going to show you what lures you should use for springtime. Pre-spawn, spawn, and then post-spawn. Any of these lures will usually work, but do know that some lures may not get as much bites or get you as much fish as sometimes. So like, say this frog right here may be killer during pre-spawn and spawn, but sucks during post. Because usually that's when it sucks to fish, when it's post-spawn, which is around late spring, around that time.
Late May,
yeah. So, I'm going to start it off with frogs, okay? We have 3 frogs, 3 different sizes, 3 different types, alright? This is your normal frog. I don't know which brand, but
is Ozark Trail. Is a Walmart brand.
This frog has caught this boy 2 5-pounders, and maybe he'll show you a picture. 2 5-pounders for this frog right here. Alright, this is my frog. It's a nice. I haven't used it yet because it's not time to use it.
That's also Ozark Trail.
This is also Ozark Trail. As you may see, it's a popper frog. So it's not like this normal frog where you just cast it out and you reel it in. You have to give it a little pop every once in a while. That's why that little thing's right there is made, because it digs in the water and moves. And the last frog, which is Lunker Hunt, we made a review. Go check that out. It's the only difference between this frog from this frog is, as you may see, an extra hook and these little things spin. So makes noises, gets the fish's attention. We're gonna show him, Marcus.
He's got a couple more poppers over here.
These are your traditional poppers. Like I said, use the same way as you do as a frog. Reel, pop, reel, pop, pop.
I'm going to be showing you guys one of my favorites, the spinner bait.
Spinny.
Now, I got 3 different colors. I have all white with a blue head to mimic a shiner. I got a willow leaf blade on all of them. That represents a smaller fish. And a Colorado blade is a circle, and it makes a more ploppy sound throughout the water. Represents a bigger bait fish. So these should be fine for you. March 20th. It's the first day of spring. It's starting to warm up here in Indiana.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. So you can speed up your retrieve. From winter to slow, steady off the bottom. Now you can do a medium retrieve. Red and white. I've talked about this a lot. Red, crawfish. White, shad. And of course the blade. And all red. No matter if there's crawfish in your lakes, rivers, ponds, or not. Red baits are key. We've talked about this a lot. Bass hate this color. They go for it all the time, and that's why I recommend spinners.
Now, the thing I want to show you guys next is these crankbaits over here. I have 2 different types. As you may see, they're all red. And yes, for people that don't believe, color actually does matter. Because, you can have a very dirty water. Fish can't see some certain colors. So you want to buy certain colors the fish can see. Say it's clear water, you may want to buy white color. If it's dirty, you may want to buy red, just the color that the fish will see. Your water can be different from ours, but this is what we usually buy. Now, with the crankbaits, I have 2 different ones. I have a lipless one and a deep diving one. That's why it has this little bill right here. This bill on this crankbait, this is Ozark Trail. This bill right here can make it dive. I don't know the exact number of feet it said it could dive, but it's meant to dive, get to the bottom, where usually the fish are at during the winter time, you know, early spring. That's where the fish are usually going to be at when it's cold, is at the bottom. So this thing is going to get down there and get the fish's attention. It has a little rattle. I just hooked myself. Has a little rattle in there. Alright, the other crankbait is this lipless one. Now this lipless one does dive, but doesn't dive as much as this. Please note this is not a topwater. I've confused this to be a topwater lure. It isn't. It's it's like kind of in the middle range of it. So, you know, it dives. It doesn't dive as much as this thing, but it does dive, and it stays somewhere in the middle. So this is good for springtime. Alright. What are you going to show? What else you got?
Alright. One of my favorites. Lizards.
Thing with lizards, guys, bass hate them. Because you know why? Lizards eat bass's eggs. So, you know, bass will automatically destroy them.
Pre-spawn. When bass are on the bed. If you can get this inside of a bed,
Dead.
you get a bass every time. No matter what color. I like this color the best. It's a chartreuse. Yeah, chartreuse pepper. I buy the 6-inch lizards because that's always best.
I have the watermelon red. Now, what the lizards are supposed to represent are water dogs, which are, you know, lizard-like. Which, usually, if you have a water dog on the hook, that's going to catch you a bass more. But, you know, this, if you don't have enough money to buy a water dog, or, you know, places don't sell water dogs, these are good. These are pretty good still. I've caught many a fish on lizards. I don't know if you have, but I have. We also have a swim in digger. To be honest with you guys, I have no idea what this thing is. I think it says that you use a Texas rig on it and a Carolina rig. I think it's just, you know, your basic worm. So you may just want to reel it in. So yeah, swimming digger. So it probably just digs down into the water, gets down there with the fish, just gets their attention. If I am correct, I went fishing one day. I don't have photos, I lost them. I went fishing one day and I caught 2 bass in like 5 minutes with these things. And then I quit because it was getting cold. Anything else you want to show?
Alright guys. Jerk bait. Now, I know this video is entitled Best Spring Lures. But jerk baits are all year round. Now, even if a lake is half frozen, jerk bait is key. You probably noticed that almost all of our lures is either red, white, or green. That's because that's the most natural colors to us. But jerk bait, I would go with shad white. I've seen a lot of pros use it, and they just kill them in tournaments with these. No matter what time of year it is, it's always good. It's a top water lure. What you do, you cast it out there, and you don't reel it up to you. You reel the slack out of your line, and you jerk it. So, don't ever just reel it. If there's slack in your line, reel that out. But to bring it to you, just jerk it, and bass will see that and they'll hear it and they'll hit it.
Alright, well I guess last lure we're going to show you is these jigs. I have a heavy duty jig and I also have a football jig. Now, with the color of this jig is green pumpkin and this is it's just black. There's no specific color. With jigs, I usually used to think you just throw them out there, But then I recently discovered, hey, big dum-dum, you're supposed to put something on the hook to get the fish's attention, which I didn't know. I just kind of cast the jigs out there thinking they'll catch the fish themselves, but they don't. You usually have to put stuff on there like a grub. Yeah, like a grub. You have to put a grub on there since it's so small. And I would usually probably go with a grub that's the same color, or not that much different as the color as a jig. The jig is usually takes the grub, gets it on there, has all this stuff on it, makes it look like it's a I don't know. Dang it, we can cut this out, right, Marcus?
Nope.
What? You're not gonna cut? Okay, whatever. I have no idea.